Hey everyone, it's Emily. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to those who are new here. Today we have a very exciting video that has been in the works for ages. So a couple months ago I had reached out to the Patreon group that helps support my channel, and I was like, hey, it'd be fun for me to save my money from Patreon and you guys can almost sponsor a video. And so we had done a few different polls of what type of video would they want me to do, and then what type of brand they wanted me to do. And they wanted me to do a puzzle video that was a brand that was a bit more on the pricey end that I had not tried yet before, and then we picked from a few different ones. There was another brand in the running, but they are no longer shipping to the US at the moment, so I ended up going with the second option, which I'm so excited about. It is Puzz. Puzz is a smaller brand. They have some very quirky, weird images that are totally up my alley, but they are definitely on the smaller end. Currently, I think you can only buy them from their website, and I want to say it's like $36, $38 per puzzle. And so they're a pricey one, but I'm excited to try them today. I have only ever done them as used puzzles from completing the puzzle, and at the time they were like really worn, you know. So I'm excited to have some new ones, and these images look totally up my alley. So I'm excited to share these with you and explore this brand with you. I also want to say thank you to all of my Patreon members who come and help support my channel. I do have a lot of free content over there, so if you can't financially support my channel, you can still experience some exclusive content over on that platform. But for those who are paid members, thank you so much for making this video possible, and I'm excited to finally have these puzzles on hand and show them to you. So here we are. We have all 3 images here, and of course right after I placed the order there was like a huge launch of like 12 new things. So let's just get into the video. Now, this brand is a small company that is based out of New York. The puzzles are made in China, and as far as I know, they do a lot of their own artwork. So they'll do like photography and like overhead shots of like really crazy weird things, and so it's been fun to watch them. I actually have a small little circular puzzle that's just red, and they also have like a very popular banana puzzle that is just yellow, and then they just came out with like the whole rainbow of like single little mini puzzles. So it's kind of fun little treats. They have a few images for 1,500 piece puzzles on their website, and let's just look at these real quick. So we have this 1,000 piece puzzle, which I will say the box design is almost so busy you don't know where to look. When I first did the unboxing, I did it with the Patreon group, and it was so overwhelming of like how much stuff is on this box, but it makes me so excited to do this brand. Like they clearly well thought out their whole thing. So here we are with puzzle number 1. It is called Mystery. It's similar to a puzzle twist puzzle where what you see isn't quite what you get. So I'm curious to see how that changes. Like on this one here, you can see that it's a giant paperclip in the middle. Is it meaning that maybe the giant paperclip is actually smaller over on the side, and maybe it's the carrot that's in the middle? You know, there's a lot of things happening in this puzzle. There's so many different just elements. We have nail polish and little magnets and just like this big nose. Like, what's the nose about? It's just a total mystery what's on this puzzle. But also for this box design, it has the branding, you know, that's super fun. But then on the back, each one has a different like activity, which is kind of fun. So it's more than just a puzzle. On this one, it's a scavenger hunt. So actually this puzzle is a seek and find, which is super fun. So it talks about different things that you can find, and that's why there's a nose on it. There's a nose on the back. So I'm excited to explore this puzzle with you in the activity. I don't know what it looks like as a new puzzle inside, so I don't know if it has a poster or anything, so we'll figure that out together. We then have this one here, which might be my favorite. It is 500 pieces, and it's just called So Random, and it's like your little fairy, and these are your lost things. They're just giant things stacked on top of each other, and this is a photograph, so that's just like so creative. We have just like a screw and a paper clip and a foot and just really random things. You have to imagine like what their warehouse or their office is like. Like, do they have all these like random trinkets and things to put in their photos? I don't know, but it's super fun. And then on the back, it's actually the game MASH. So you can play MASH, and I think if you even use like a like what's it called, dry erase marker. You can actually like wipe it off because their boxes are super glossy. So we have the mash symbol, and it gives you the instructions in case you've never played before. So you have like spouse, car, job, income, kids, location, pet, vacation, superpower. We never had superpower. BFF, we never had a BFF either, and then lucky number. So this is going to be super fun, and it looks like it's going to be a blast. So this one I think I might have to do first. And then the third one that I have is another 5-number piece, which is also a little bit strange, but it is called Raisin and Eyebrow. And it is a very strange image. We just have plates with faces made out of food, and it just makes me happy. You know, they're all very interesting. You know, there's a lot of creativity that happened here. And then on the back, you can actually create your own. So they gave you the plate and then ideas of what you could do to create your own. And so, you know, this is a strange puzzle box. In general, this puzzle company is unique. You know, these images are all very unique, and I'm excited about them. I do know that they are a random cut puzzle, and so we'll see how random they really are, but I'm excited to explore this brand with you. So let's get to the puzzle table and get to puzzling. Alrighty, sorry for the glare, but this box is super glossy, so I'm not sure if it's a super glossy puzzle as well, because that might be a problem with this lighting. But here is the box. So fun. Love the design so much. Love a mash back here, which we definitely play a little bit later. But let's open this box up and see what we have inside. Oh my gosh. So we have this giant yellow bag of pieces. The box design is so fun. We also have a big size poster as well. So that's exciting. This looks so fun. All right, first off, these pieces are chunky. Oh my goodness, these are like the thickest cardboard pieces, are a little bit more like Springbok or really random. There's been a couple that are still connected to their partner, but they're cut through. They're just not pulled apart. But these pieces feel nice. And I'm glad that there's a shine to them, but not glossy. I don't know how to explain, more like a satiny finish. So it is going to have a little bit of like a light bounce back, but nothing like super, super glossy. The texture of them feels nice and smooth. I'm so excited for this. Coloring also very, very bright. And this may be the type of image where it's distracting because there's so many things I want to work with. So we're just going to get into puzzling. I'm not sure which I want to gravitate towards first. We have this, which is automatically catching my eye, which is like, I guess, a sponge, or for me, it kind of looks like one of those things you'd use for scrubbing your feet. Or maybe the clock with the numbers might be very, like this one here is really easy to see. That might be something that I will start pulling as well. I'm not sure. We're going to play with it, but I have a feeling those are some things that are catching my eye. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's definitely distracting because this is the screw, this is the clock. Very beginner-friendly image. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. What's this yellow? Oh, the yellow is down here. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so here is the first initial sort. Did flip all the pieces and only want to pull a few things at a time. So first up we have is this flower, and it's connected to the clock. So I think that's where I'm going to start. And then we have the clock pieces. Here we have some of the screw. I feel like there's still a lot left over. And then we have this random chair that was pretty distinct. And then this like foot scrubber sponge thingamabobber, which also had a very distinct texture. So that's where I'm starting. I was distracted by so many other things. I kept seeing the yellow paperclip, and definitely that shoe is very distinct. So this is going to be super fun and fast. I'm excited about it. All right, so I did the puzzle last night. So much fun. I loved it. There's so many things to work with and never stuck, easily distracted of like what I wanted to do next. And the piece cut was fun. You know, you have some more traditional pieces and then you have like the crazy random cut, which is always a good time. The fit to me has been nice. I have done one or two before where the fit was a lot looser, so maybe that happens with older puzzle. Maybe it just doesn't keep its like sturdiness in the pieces as well. Hope that makes sense. But for me, the new one, it fit really well. I could pick it up if I wanted to. I could move sections if I needed to. It had like a nice little like crunch when you put the pieces in, so I liked it. I know some people have had like mixed experiences with it, so I don't know if it's because it's a newer one. I don't know, but I did like this one, and I'm gonna go over to the next 500 piece puzzle, which is like the weird eyebrows puzzle, which will be fun. So let's do that this morning. All right, here is puzzle number 2, which is Raisin and Eyebrow, 500 pieces. So fun. I have a feeling I'm going to gravitate towards this one because it has a very distinct texture, but definitely the pink plate. Again, it might be more of a distracting puzzle because there's so many elements to work with, but I'm guessing I'm gonna go with like the plates versus anything. So like this pink one, this yellow one, and this green one are probably the standouts, but we'll see what the pieces say. So let's open this up. So for those who are wondering, these sorting trays I got from All4J. They're part of my plastic rotating puzzle board. I just thought I'd mention it since you would probably get asked. So that's where these came from. They're nice and big and they hold tons of pieces. So yeah, let's open this up and get started. I just realized that the back of these ones are different colors. So the other one was orange. This one has a green backing. Just something random I noticed. All right, we have moved on to the 1000 piece, and there's a little bit of a different observation here, so let me show you. So this is the one that is the mystery puzzle. I have done a little bit of just flipping and grabbing some random things that had words on it, the pink nail polish, again, more words and things that are very distinct. But what I really noticed was the pieces are much more thin than the 500 piece. At first, I just thought it was like in my head, but these are definitely a lot thinner, and I feel like the fit is a lot more loose. So I don't know, maybe this is an older image, maybe this is a newer image. I'll have to check to see, but the quality of the pieces is very different, which is kind of, you know, unique between the 500 and 1000 pieces. There's also a lot more randomness and some really small pieces. I feel like there's a ton more of these like 2 with the nothing on the other side, like these pieces. There's a lot more in the 1000 piece version. I feel like not as many standard size pieces like the 500. So those are my thoughts so far. I'm probably just going to do like these little bits and maybe some things that call out to me tonight, and then we'll do more tomorrow. But I just want to share that bit of feedback with you. right, good morning. Did a little bit last night, and I have some thoughts about this 1000 piece. The fit is awful. It is so loose, I cannot pick up two pieces, so I have to like slide everything around, and even then it falls apart. So completely different experience than the 500 pieces, plus the pieces are a little bit more thin. Like, this is completely different. So I don't know, I'll have to check on the box which one is newer, or maybe they do separate batches versus piece count, you know, because this is like a completely different experience. I'm still having a good time, like the image is fun, and I'm not really having too many things out of place, but the fact that this is such a wild puzzle and I'm gonna have to move things around, that I can't move it around without it falling apart. So yeah, that is my thoughts so far on this. And also I'm realizing, hold on, I'll switch you around. So far nothing is different. Everything is in the exact same spot, even though this is supposed to have like things that are different. So I don't know if like mystery things are gonna pop up, you know, like sometimes for a Seek and Find they'll add extra elements. So far nothing is new. Everything is in the same place. I'm curious to see what the differences are. So I'm going to continue on this morning. I think the next section I want to do, I don't know, I'm thinking yellow, because that's like a spoon, and it's also, I don't know, it's a weird pretzel thing. So maybe the yellow. I've just been going by color and that's been working. So might do that. The cards are kind of everywhere, so I'm gonna wait on the cards because there's really no rhyme or reason of where things are. And then we have the giant paper clip. So that is also something I can work with, but it's massive. So kind of waiting on that to fill in a little bit more, you know, but we'll see. I'm gonna continue on. So I did a bit more, and just picking out a color, I did sort out all of the giant paperclip, but we'll get to that eventually. I'm making a lot of progress, and there's been a couple things that are out of place, but nothing drastic. However, it does make it tricky to move sections when you need to. So I could use like a scoop or a piece of paper, but it's not the best fitting puzzle, to be honest. So different though, because it's such a drastic change from what I had done with the 500 piece. So I'm gonna keep doing it, but it is proving to be a bit more challenging in the fit department. All right, so all three puzzles have been complete, and I will give you a little heads up that I will be showing you the final image of the 1000 piece. I know it has a little bit of a difference between what you do and what you get, but honestly it wasn't that big of a difference. So let's go over these three puzzles because it was a very interesting time and I have some thoughts, so let's get into it. First up, if I had only done the 500 pieces, I would have been really happy with this brand. The pieces were thick and chunky and they had a decent fit. Everything went well together. I love the piece shapes. I loved, again, how chunky the pieces are. I also love how quirky the images are. You know, we have this one, which I loved, easily my favorite one out of all of them. And then this one was super fun too. So really, I had a great time with the 500 pieces. Also, I haven't done the little like games on the back, but something I can do at a later time. You know, there's a lot of thought that went into these puzzles. And just to show you the difference in the pieces, and when you look at the pieces here, hopefully it will zoom in, but it is thick. It's a thick, huge piece and really nice and sturdy. Absolutely loved the pieces of this one. And then we'll get into the 1000 piece. I'll just show you it as a difference, but it's a little bit smaller surface size, which is fine, but it's probably half the thickness. Like, it's a huge dramatic difference between one versus the other. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that on the video, but kind of shows you that there is very different pieces from one to the other. First I was like, am I making it up? But no, it's completely different. However, the 1000 piece puzzle, I did enjoy the image. I do think that the mystery part of it wasn't crazy. You know, there's only a couple things that were out of place. The big anchor pieces are still there. It's just maybe some like little bits that moved around, which wasn't a huge deal for me, but I was expecting to do more. However, with those things not being in the right place, having a very loose fit made it really challenging to do this puzzle. I really struggled with keeping things together, and you can only move like one piece at a time. You can't move even two pieces or it crumbles. So, you know, if I had picked up this puzzle at the beginning, I probably wouldn't have bought another one from this brand because it was not really a fun experience besides me loving the image. The quality of the puzzle just wasn't fantastic, and I thought originally like maybe this is an old image, maybe this is from a couple years ago, they changed manufacturers. However, when I looked at the box, they're both made in China. It doesn't really give me an address or anything of maybe different distribution centers or factories, but also they are both from 2025, so they are new releases. Maybe I just got a dud, but it'd be one thing if it was just like maybe a looser fit because maybe the die is a little bit older, which does happen to even like the best of brands. However, it does also have thin cardboard, so you know, I didn't really love it. So I don't know what to say other than that. I'd love to know your experiences if you have tried this brand. I know some people absolutely love them, so I hope I just got a one-off where it just didn't really work out, but I did really love the 500 pieces, and I could see me getting more 500 piece puzzles from them, but I don't know if I'd get more 1,000 pieces. So I really need your opinion on this because it was a very different experience for me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I had a lot of fun doing this. Also, a huge thank you to all my Patreon members who support me over there and watch the content. And if you're interested in joining our Patreon group, I'll link it down below. I do free content every once in a while. We do also have paid options which start at $3. And so that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!